I wanted to kick off Mindset Monday 52 with a story of something that I experienced today. Just an ordinary, everyday thing in life that just really taught me something that it hasn't taught me before. So I wanted to start the show and share it with you. I was sitting out back and I happened to have one of our cats. His name is Dash. And our Great Dane, her name is Willow. And they were outside playing, and I was just sitting there observing, contemplating. And I noticed that Willow started trying to antagonize Dash. She would run up to him. Dash would just sit there. Then she started running in one direction and running really fast at Dash to where I would assume most humans and dogs would have immediately went into defense mode. But Dash, this cat, just sat there still, shoom, and the dog went running by and didn't do anything. And it did it again, running towards Dash, wanting to scare him, wanting to bring fear, wanting to get some sort of reaction out of him. Dash just stood there. He knew what he stood for. He was firm. He was courageous. He didn't show fear. The dog went shoom, running right by again. And I was watching this happen. And I thought in my head, how long have you been reacting to things in your life? Rather than sitting still, observing the experience, doing your best for what you think is right, and learning. A very Wu-Wei principle. A way of just allowing life to naturally happen, not having to frustrate and push back against it. Rather than when the things are coming at you hard, the struggles coming, the challenge coming, everything's asking so much of you, rather than fighting back and biting at it or causing a fight, why don't you just stand still and let things happen and you do what you have to do with it? And that's what I learned today watching Dash the cat and Willow the Great Dane outside playing, is maybe standing firm will ultimately create what happened between them two as Willow eventually came up, got close to Dash. They both kind of went nose to nose. Willow was expressing her respect, and Dash said, "Not today." Bah! Slapped her with his paw. She went off running. And wouldn't you know that maybe being someone that only barks when it's really necessary can be an incredible method for pursuing and running for excellence. It's time to shine. Welcome to Mindset Monday 52. Time to get out there into the world and serve as a ray of light that inspires and encourages and motivates simply by the person that you've chosen to become. Very motivating idea that Anthony and I talked about during episode 56 of The Ultimate Pill. Being someone that people respect, man, just because of who you've embodied. I like how Anthony said that in the show, embodied. I've embodied the spirit of a filmmaker. And because of that, he's starting to experience what filmmakers could potentially experience. And then he's getting given all these opportunities to learn, grow, and evolve. which allows them to take on higher levels of possibility, higher levels of potential, shall we say. That potential that craves expression inside all of us to eventually actualize that. But that takes doing what you got to do today and the here and now. And I think that's kind of what I want to tackle today on Mindset Monday 52 is this notion of running for excellence or running for personal excellence. It's an interesting idea to pick apart. So let's give it a shot, because what does that mean? What does running for personal excellence mean? My interpretation of it is you are devoted to developing a deep understanding with yourself that allows you to engage with the world with truth and honesty. And if we take the idea from episode 56, gratitude. Like, that is a extremely powerful place to be when we're engaging with things in a place that the best of us is just coming forward. So I think that's what it is. I think that it's simply a choice to become all that you can. But how that's done is by becoming all you can so you can serve others and bring value to others and solve problems for others and benefit humanity and be a pillar in your community. Someone who encourages and uplifts simply by what you're living for. So if we're going to talk about how to run for excellence, what we're doing is all about how we can serve and how we can help and how our life is of benefit. And when this is done is every day, in every moment, in every opportunity, in every moment of creation that is unfolding in front of our eyes. We are running for the excellence that we have chosen to become today because we know what we are, how we're going to get there. And we're going to do that wherever we find ourselves. And when we slip, because we will, we've got to understand that all that is again, a challenge that has given us an opportunity to learn something. And we obviously know that who is doing this is you. But we also need to know that who is doing this is the people that you're interacting with. Because that matters a lot. We've got to understand that we can't just be on this pursuit for ourselves. The who has to be everybody. The allness of everything, if you want to call it that. Like, I'm living my life in a way to improve all of it. And I could tell you that by simply making the choice to improve your life in all its forms, you're helping humanity. You're making us healthier. The group of us that's here, you're making us healthier. When you commit to living in a way that's healthy for you and it's healthy for others. And why we do this is a question that all of us have to answer for ourselves. I think a lot of times just observing the world and seeing what's working, following the trends, understanding our culture, seeing how you could fit into it with this character that you've developed, this sense of self, this deep relationship that you have with self that I alluded to earlier. Once you're able to do all that, then you kind of get into the more why, the more specific. This is more of that thing, that one star that only you can see. And whatever that may look like in your life will drive ultimately the who, the what, the when, the where. Because the why's at the foundation for a reason. Because it's got to be firm. It's got to be meaningful. It's got to be satisfying. It's got to be fulfilling. It's got to provide these positive emotions that we alluded to in episode 56 that will make you a more powerful person. And I think running for personal excellence is being able to find encouragement in times of discouragement. That's running for excellence. It's like we literally find out who we really are, man, in times of struggle. Like, are those sides of ourselves that we have yet to pay attention to, we don't have a relationship with, guess what? When we let our guard down, they reveal themselves. That's when we get pissed at people for no reason. That's when we overreact. That's when we don't do something because we're too afraid. Like, that comes out in those moments of struggle. But man, when they come out, learn from it. Pick it apart. Be like, what in the world did I do that for? Holy smokes. Looking back, that wasn't the most logical thing. I wonder why I did that. What was I believing in that moment that caused me to feel and think and behave like that? That's where you can turn this idea of, oh, this could be normally a discouraging moment for most people, becomes something of encouragement to you. You reframe the situation. You recontextualize the experience in a way that the same exact thing is just being experienced in a healthier way. And that's running for personal excellence. When you're feeling tired, you take a knee and face out because you know that's what's best. You just no, I'm weak. No, I need to be training. No, you need to be resting. You need to be thinking. You need to be creating your future. Even in those lull moments, man, there's always an opportunity to think about who you're becoming and then being that right now. So find those mantras, let's call it that drive you. I am a professional counselor. I am a professional podcast host. I'm a professional writer. And you tell those things yourself over and over until they become a reality. Because as you're doing that, because you're being like that, you're influencing things around you in a way that starts literally revealing more possibilities to you, because you're activating different brain regions in different situations and we're processing information differently. And before you know it, you live into that thing that you've been telling yourself for years. And it don't matter. What's cool when you get to that certain point is it doesn't even matter that you're there or not. You start really thinking about everything it took to get there. And that's what's meaningful. That's where the meaning lies. In that. Looking back and saying, wow, that journey was crazy. Every time we tell a story, no one goes straight to the end. That's a boring story. We love to hear how it happened. We love to hear who, what, when, where, and why it happened. So as you're out there this week, contextualizing your experience in a way that brings encouragement in the discouragement, just remember that one day maybe you'll look back on this and say, man, I'm glad I had the fortitude to get through that. I'm glad I had the confidence and resiliency to stay firm in what I wanted to experience and accomplish with this life that I've been gifted. Because if we want to go into the week in a state of gratitude, remember that in every moment, your life is a gift. It's a miracle unfolding right before your eyes. And it's our responsibility to take that miracle and make it real. And that's running for personal excellence, as far as I can tell. Episode Mindset Monday 52. Thank you guys for hanging out. We talked about running for personal excellence. Check out episode 56, Running for Personal Excellence. Really fun stuff. We're doing 2 shows each a month now, so we got more room for creativity, more room for learning, more room for absorption, more room for taking this information that we're given every single moment and turning it into something that is of benefit. And we're just going to keep doing that as often as possible, whenever we're given the chance, being grateful for it, and hopefully bringing value to your life. Love you all very much. Have a wonderful week.